I love the internet. It is the best. We're trying this again to see if it connects. Now, can everybody hear me?
Okay.
Okay, I can think I can
God,
hear you.
God
There you
bless
go.
AT&T. Yeah, I could see the comments and I could see that everybody could hear you, but they couldn't hear me. I have no idea. Um, so we were talking about the verses. You said that you'd be interested maybe if after you saw the way the DMX Snoop one was, because it looked like a lot of fun. It looked like a
Yeah,
celebration. It was a celebration of both of them, right?
exactly. It's just two girls coming together in their genre and having a ball with all of the hits and all the records that we all grew to love. And from that point of view, it just felt better. I was like, okay, I could see doing that. And like I was saying, I could see us being able to do it amongst ourselves. We got enough records right within New Edition and all of the offsprings of New Edition to do a versus amongst ourselves. We would have fun doing that.
Well, I think the fans would love to see it. I'd probably be one of the most well attended verses, because put your name on anything or the group's name on anything, people are gonna come out. When you're not thinking about this project and working on this project, how do you spend your free time to know you? Like, what do you, your personal time? Do you sit around and listen to music? How does it work for you?
Yeah, I'm just a regular cat like that. I listen to all kinds of music from jazz to pop, rock, R&B. You know, it's just like I grew up in Boston, and the radio in Boston just was filled with all of the different genres of music, and especially in my household, where we primarily probably had more black music. We had more R&B, Motown sound, those kind of things. I grew up in the funk era, where I love Bootsy Collins and George Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, Heat Wave. The list could go on and on as far as my own, musical taste. But when I think about just relaxing, it's been my life most of the time. It seems like since I was a little baby boy, been running around the world, jumping on stages, doing interviews, trying to promote something, and contract with somebody's label and having to fulfill all these different things. So whenever I have the time to just relax and do nothing, that's my favorite thing to do. Nothing.
I
I
love
like
it,
to try.
chilling.
I've been learning through Johnny Gill and this COVID thing that I got to learn how to cook a little bit. So I've been trying to put together some different recipes that I can, dibble and dabble with trying to learn how to cook a little bit. But I fish, I boat, jet ski. I love the ocean and the water. And again, I like taking walks and throughout the woods and seeing nature and the wildlife and stuff like that. So I'm a nature boy at the end of the day. So I think that that's what my relaxing time is, just spending time with nature.
Okay, I like it. Now, I heard that you out here trying to steal radio people's jobs. Is that true? You had a whole radio thing going on. Did you always have a lifelong dream of being a radio DJ?
Absolutely. You're inside the ride with your man, Ralph Tresvant. Don't get it. Absolutely. Inside the ride was a passion of mine. I love radio. I love the DJ. I love I always explain it how when I was growing up, they were a part of your life. That's how I learned what was going on in the neighborhood, what was going on in the world. I look forward to hearing their voice, what new records were coming out, and
Mm-hmm.
just being on that side of music,
Mm-hmm.
setting the mood for the households and different things like that was something I always felt I love doing. I was introduced to DJs and turntables and stuff like that at a young age. Some of my older mentors, Brian Cropper, Pepway, some of the guys that I grew up with and had the pleasure of just they let me use their turntables and stuff as a little boy before New Edition dropped, actually. So I was really young, 8, 9 years old.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
messing with learning how to blend, learning how to scratch a little bit. Those type of things was something I just loved doing. And so when I got the opportunity, it was a little break in the action and all of that stuff. It was a perfect time for me to come out there and see if I can be an on-air personality. And when I did it, I got such a huge response and a huge reaction from it. Like the riders, that's what they're called. Inside the ride are called the riders. Or if they've just been following me since I was Candy Girl days, they're
Mm-hmm.
called the Rizz riders. Man,
Wow.
listen, such an overwhelming response that I just fell in love with it, and we'll return to it. Not to take anybody's job, but just to add to the whole thing that DJs do out here, man, which is bringing people together, bringing the word together, making having a bigger voice for communities and different things across the country, and letting people be able to speak about and hear about what's going on in their communities and other communities, and just merging people together in this bond. Our theme on the show, my theme on the show, and the writer's theme is Ubuntu. You know, I am because we are. I have
Mm-hmm.
because, and with that camaraderie came a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships, a lot of bonding, and I just loved seeing that take place. So I want to try to put it in a bigger platform. You know, it wasn't syndicated across the country and across the board like I really wanted it to be at the time. And I spent almost 3 years every day,
Oh
just
wow.
Monday through Friday for 4 hours a day, just trying to get the word out, let people feel the energy of it, and they seem to love it. So as this song is surfacing, as my project starts surfacing and I resurface as an individual, that's something that I will be bringing back to the table in a major way, so that like, again, not to take any jobs, but if you're not doing it how we doing it, you're gonna have to move on.
I know that's right. Well, listen, I mean, look, I could totally see you doing it. And in this day and time, syndication with names that we know and love work. So if it got out there that, I don't know, call up Kathy Hughes, see if Urban One can do like, something with you. I think that would be amazing. And I know that the fans would love to be able to connect with you that way and being able to
Big
engage
part
with
of it.
you.
Huge part of it, Karen. The interactive calls, people just vibing, getting to get a chance to see a different side of you that they don't normally see. They just see the guy on on the music or on the records and on the
Hmm.
video, occasional appearance here and there, but it's very candid. It's just not as candid. It's not as intimate. And when you get a chance to be with somebody 4 hours a day, 5 days a week or more,
Hmm.
whatever it is, get to know a whole lot more about them. And I got to learn a whole lot more about my fans and the family. It's what they call it faNmily. And when we get together, it's a party, man. Monday through Friday, from Mantra Monday, Talk to Me Tuesday, What the Hell Wednesdays, Throwback Thursdays, Freaky Fridays. We just had a theme for every day, and we set it off with each other in this way that I was becoming what I always loved about DJs, that voice that people wanted to come and hear, talk about what's going on, help lift them up and get them through the week. You know, that's a major part of life for me. And being on that side of the music is special. And so when you
Hmm.
can do that the right way and you understand it's about the people, you can't lose, man. You know, I just saw that it's a winning combination for me. I got something from it, and I saw the people that was tuning in getting something from it as well. So we'll be back to that real soon. Riders, don't forget, y'all know what it is. Mount up.
Yo, I see it. They all know. They all know in the comments. So I want to ask you, what is it like? What does it feel like for you? I mean, when we got on, I said my sixth grade self was like fangirling out because I'm like, new edition posters everywhere and everything. What is it like to look into an audience and see people who discovered you in the Candy Girl days and then discovered you like in the 90s and are still discovering you and seeing these generations of fans? Because everybody doesn't get that. Everybody wants that, but everybody
Mhm.
can't have a 30 plus career, a 30 plus year career. So what does it feel like to see those generations of fans?
It's amazing. It's hard to describe unless you actually live it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that's hard to put into words. A blessing, just when you look out there, you feel blessed. You feel like, wow, after all these years, I still see faces from the Candy Girl days, Cool It Now era. I see new faces from the New Edition story and all of that stuff being told to the younger generation. And it reminds me of when I first got put on to the Jacksons. By the time I got put on to the
Hmm.
Jacksons, they weren't the Jackson 5 anymore. I was put onto the
Hmm.
Jackson. By the time I got to really get into them, it changed my life as a little young boy. It's like I couldn't believe I was watching these guys. At when the age I was watching them, they were still
Right.
my age at the time. It was Little Mike
Mm-hmm.
and Be Theirs and Sugar Daddies and all those kind of records. And I'm just blown away by how this little guy could do this with his voice and his body movement. It just felt like he knew what he was talking about. And I think that I'm watching the same thing take place to me. The Jacksons had grown up, and my mother had grown
Mm-hmm.
up with them since they were little. And then I'm watching how after they got a certain age, I got turned on to them. And that's what I'm kind of feeling like right now, watching the younger generation starting to just tune in to Candy Girl and Is This the End, Popcorn Love, and all those records that we did as young boys, have the same effect on them as kids. And hopefully it's like it's doing, it seems to be inspiring a new generation to get into it, to learn about it, perfect something, and perhaps they're going to get out the projects and upgrade their living someday by watching what I did. Same way that me studying Michael and studying his brothers and all the other artists that were out back then, but them being such a huge part because they started young,
Mm-hmm.
and it reminds me more of our story and our influence. And just seeing them being inspired in their rehearsing, singing Candy Girl, all that stuff is just amazing to me. It's like I'm watching it all come back around full circle. That was what we wanted to do. We wanted to be in this game for the lifetime. We wanted to be legends like they looked like they were into us in our eyes. We wanted to replicate that, and we seem to be doing a good job, you know?
You've done a great job. And as you're talking, I'm reading the comments. I saw somebody say they've taken their 22-year-old daughter to y'all's concerts. So it's like, oh,
Mhm.
mom grew up watching you, 22-year-old daughter that loves you. I think that's amazing. What's it like when you see somebody like, when you look at, for example, a Beyonce who's got this huge career now, who did a tribute to New Edition. What was that like? I mean, because again, you all are just out here touching lives, touching other artists. What did that feel like?
It was incredible again, and we've seen her. We've come to certain, we did a private event for, um, it was for Serena Williams, the tennis
Hmm.
player, and we performed at a private function that she threw, and she had everybody there, and Beyonce and Kelly. And you had all of these famous artists, that are current artists that were right there, just like this. Oh my God! I remember when that was out and just watched that. It's like, wow, that's crazy, man, because we feel like that about them. When we watch them do their thing and how well they do it, it's just we're right there in awe. And I remember being that same person at the concerts when I was going to see for the first time the Jacksons, or going to see
Hmm.
James or Earth, Wind and Fire. All these people that was just coming through the other side of the speaker when I was a little boy, and now I'm sitting here watching them in front of me and having the opportunity to go back there and talk to them and say hi, and I'm in the same boat to be able to do what they do for a living. And it was just amazing to see it coming. It feels like that full circle coming back around where you was fanning, and then you watching people have that same effect. You, myself, and the group having that same effect on other people. It's a dream come true. It's something we hoped and dreamed and prayed for when we was in the projects, practicing at the Salvation Army Boys Club, and praying and hoping one day that we could just get somebody to notice us. And then all of a sudden you got people like that who know you and notice you. It's just amazing. Gabrielle Unions and all these, she's Team Rizz, Team Ralph, Team Tresvant, and all that stuff. You watch all of this stuff, man. It's like, wow, we really did it. We really pulled it off.
You really, and continue to pull it off because it's not done. Like y'all gonna be doing this for decades, all of you, whether you're together or doing your own thing. So
Absolutely.
I love it. Thank you for taking time to chat with us. Like I said, we're playing the single on Foxy right now, you and Johnny Gill, and we'll be patient with this project. We know we've heard you talk about it now. We know that you're listening to songs and working on it. Maybe, the beginning of next year. Hopefully, we'll all be out the house by
Yep.
then,
That was,
and you can be out promoting the album. So that would be perfect timing. Um,
yes, I gotta touch the people. I gotta squeeze on my riders, man. It's important for me, man. That's a big part of the whole thing for me, to be able to touch them and talk to them and share that energy that they feel about what we do and what I've been doing. And me feeling the energy from them propels me into another level of it and pushes me forward. So I got to get back out there and get that. I need that in my life.
Well, look, based on these comments, they needed to all these comments, people losing it over you. For the writers that don't know, how do we follow you on social media?
Well, shoot, it's not hard to find, man. Just type Ralph Tresvant in on Google, or type me in on Instagram as the real Ralph Tresvant. That's where I'm at, I think, on Instagram. Ralph Tresvant on Facebook. I have the Ralph Tresvant YouTube channel, Spotify
Hmm.
channels. It's my name in on Google, man. You can't miss me. I'm everywhere right now. I had to do it. I had to resurface all my pages and stuff with coming back out with a record so I can have somewhere to advertise and let people know about it. So just type in the name, man, Ralph Tresvant or New Edition, and it'll pop up. You'll find me.
All right. Thank you so much, Ralph. I appreciate you taking time out to chat with us. And I know that, the fans love to be able to connect with you. I know that they love this way more than radio interviews. So being able to see you, I see everybody, like I saw 50 times, oh my God, he's still so fine in 2020.
That's my baby, man. I appreciate that love, man. And they
Yeah.
look good too. I look out there at the crowd, and I still see all these fine ladies out there in the audience doing what they do. It's a blessing, man. It really is.
Awesome. Incredible. Well, listen, I look forward to the project and I want to hear you on the radio. I want to hear you on the radio. Maybe they'll put you on XM satellite and so people can listen all across the country in their cars simultaneously. We're just going to put that out into the universe, speak it into
That's the goal.
existence.
That's the goal. You put it out there, so it's gonna happen now.
All right.
We can
All
make it
right.
work. Thank you for
Amazing.
having me. Really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
joining us and we'll talk to you soon and hopefully we'll see you soon.
And you know this. I'm going to loved ones.
Thank you so much. Have a good one and be
You too.
safe.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, love.